Hey gun people! Man, this is a pretty interesting video. A lot of things here to learn from this. I'm going to go ahead and start it because it's pretty damn long. So, hopefully I can pick up all the points. So, we have a guy that pulls up here. I thought this was a cop. This isn't. This is a private-owned guy in a personal vehicle. And he's got his music on, so that's why I got it muted. Okay, so he's sitting at this red light, and then all of a sudden, the car door next to him opens. And this guy's pretty much on the ball. He kind of catches a clue. He's like, that's kind of odd. Car doors don't normally open at a red light. So he kind of is paying attention. He's got his camera up, which is great. This guy literally saves this woman's life because she would be dead. But so her feet are trying to come out. If you notice her feet in the bottom of the screen there on the left, they almost look like they're stiff, either like she's drunk or she's being choked. But they're not moving to me normally. So I'm thinking she's probably drunk. Oh, Rick, you shouldn't be judgmental. Look, I'm judgmental because I look at things over time and you can predict behavior. And if you can predict behavior, it's not judgmental. It's called using common sense critical thinking. So the car takes off, her legs are out of the car door is open. This guy catches a clue. He's like, it's not normal. I don't normally see cars driving down the road with women's legs hanging out of them. So this guy starts following him. Now I think he ends up calling 911 here in a minute. Okay, so he's still playing his music. I think he takes a little while to call 911. So he's following him. I think he should have already called him. He hasn't. He's following him kind of like, hey, what's going on? In my mind, I'm thinking kidnapping. I'm thinking woman in danger. I'm thinking assault with a deadly weapon. I'm thinking he's going to kill her. There's a kidnapping. I'm thinking, guy wrecks. Bam. Both of them are ejected. Female's here, male's here. Male gets up. So what's happening, why this car's in reverse is a lot of times when you crash, you don't have seatbelts on, you're thrown around a car. When you're thrown around a car, you end up hitting the gear shift and throwing it into park or reverse. So as he went out the car, so this girl's pretty much either dead, damaged, he's dragging her. Are you kidding me? This is a black male, white female. Oh, Rick, you can't say that. That's racist, you freaking idiots. Look, I'm telling you, white women who date black guys get their ass beat 10 times more. And maybe there's not a stat to it, and maybe they don't want to report it, and maybe it's hidden like every other thing in the liberal left. But this girl's with him. You know what?
Sure where I'm at
tough luck.
I just witnessed an accident. The girl was thrown from the car. The guy put her back in the car and is taken off. I really don't know what's going on. She was trying to get out of the car earlier. As soon as we get moving somewhere, I can let you know. But I don't know where we're at. Hang on, I can put the phone.
Critical error here. The guy's on the phone with 911. He doesn't know where he's at. Typical rookie move. Cops are always taught, know where you're at, know where you're at. I've been caught sometimes not knowing where I'm at. Shit happens. Shit goes down fast. You're like, shit, I didn't see a stop sign, I'm not sure. Unless you're working in a small city where you know everything in larger areas, you're not going to know. So this guy is following me, calls 911.
No, Georgia license plate WZ D41D. I think we're coming up on.
When you start saying WB and Z's and D's, it's very hard. That's why you should use the phonetic alphabet. I think he ends up telling her whiskey. So he's basically in a pursuit, and this goes on for, well, 20 minutes.
He just made a left on Wells Street off of Metropolitan. Got hoods up, so he's got to stop.
Okay, so he told him he went left.
He just smashed his car. He stopped.
So see, he's saying he smashed the car and he put the girl in.
Brian Walter, W-E-L-C-H-E-L. No, I wasn't hit. I saw this door trying to get out of his car. So I followed him for a little bit, and then they wrecked.
Okay, I'm gonna. What the hell? Did I just start it over? So I'm gonna pause it here. What just happened with dispatch is she's like, were you hit? So dispatch is trying to cover their ass and trying to get him to stop following and stop being involved. Because government don't want the sheep thinking that they actually have control and can think and can actually help each other, or they'll get sued. So government's always trying to tell people, don't act, don't do anything, depend on us, call us, we'll take care of you. It's a constant ongoing programming. It pisses me off when dispatch does it. This guy gets pissed off at one point and says, I don't need a fucking ambulance. I need a cop to stop this guy. Now, partly, I'll go ahead and start this again because I'm not sure what he's talking here.
I did. There was another car that asked me. Yeah, there was another car, another citizen car that asked me what was going on.
Oh, shit, it went to the next vehicle. I got to go back. Sorry, people. I screwed the pooch on this one. So, I'm going back to the 17-minute one, and I'll try to get back to where he,
I did. There was another car that asked me. Yeah, there was another car, another citizen car.
Shit, it just freaking switched me again. Anybody else seeing this shit? Damn YouTube, trying to get views. So this is a 17-minute video. Okay, so I'm going to mute it here since you've already seen this. The problem the guy did, when you call in something like this, you need to make this seem like a violent felony. This guy's kind of like, hey, yeah, there was an accident and there's a girl and a guy's putting her back in a car. That's not what's considered, you know, if I was calling this in, and granted I'm a cop and I got experience, but I'm just telling you, if I was calling, this would be, look, there was a traffic accident. The woman was ejected. Both passengers were ejected. They appear to be drunk or fighting. I think the girl's in danger. This could possibly be a kidnapping. Now he's dragging her back in the car unconscious, and he's racing away from an accident scene with injuries. Somebody needs to get here now. Here's a vehicle description. It's a black four-door. It's being driven by a black female. The white female's in the passenger seat. Granted, I'm a cop, but you need to get all that information out so cops, when you lose this person, they know what to look for. And this guy, again, he's doing the right thing. He's following. He's really helping this girl out, but he's not giving information to make dispatch, be able to dispatch this to cops.
Georgia license plate WZ D41D.
Okay, so this is where we were earlier. And again, the guy's he's doing the best he can. He's talking, he's driving, he's following. Which gets me is if you watch this video, he chases this guy for over 20 minutes, driving like freaking maniacs, running through red lights. They get on Martin Luther King somewhere in this pursuit. And I know it's probably racist for the freaking idiots, but for somebody with common sense, if you're on Martin Luther King, you're probably not in a good area of town. Rick, that's racist. Shut up, you freaking idiots. So his hood's flying up, he's pulling over, he's being followed, and this guy's on 911 giving the location, and no cops are around.
No. I saw this door trying to get out of his car, so I followed him for a little bit, and then they wrecked.
So this guy at first he's stopping at stop signs. Later on he figures out, screw it. This guy is really racing to stay up with this guy. This guy's running every stop sign. He's got his hood up. He's been in an accident. He's gone in circles. His hood's flying up. And you've already notified government. Where's government? Where is the great government that you're paying taxes for to have 14 cops giving traffic tickets doing daylight hours when it's not raining? You know, they don't do anything when it's raining, but when it's not raining, cops somehow write more tickets. Shocker. When was the last time you saw a cop in the rain, standing out in the rain, giving a ticket? That should tell you right there, it's a matter of convenience on when and how they choose to give out tickets. I don't want to get on my tangent on tickets because it just pisses me off.
I know, but you need to get a cop to get this guy pulled over. We were on Whitehall.
Okay, now what he's doing here, when he's giving these turns and the streets, this is going to create a good log later for the DA or for the investigator who's working up the case. to figure out how long it takes to get from one point to the other, and they'll be able to do the approximate speed.
Him, but you need to get somebody here to get this guy pulled over. I don't know. I'm trying to get them called in. They're not doing any fucking thing. I understand, but I don't need an ambulance. You need to get a cop to get this guy pulled over. We don't need a fucking ambulance. I'm sorry for my language, but you need to get this guy stopped.
Okay, so we're working with a quota hire in dispatch who still hasn't figured out that they're fucking chasing somebody, and she's asking if he wants an ambulance. I mean, freaking Ray Charles could see that something's going on, and this freaking dispatch quota hire, mandatory hire, sitting behind dispatch is sitting here telling the guy, don't follow him, don't chase him, do you need an ambulance? She's going through her idiot checklist, hood's up in the air, 2 cars are chasing him now. He's called in, he's been on the phone for I don't know how long now, still no cop. Good thing you idiots out there who don't believe in having a gun are saying, you know what, that's why we have police, that's why we have 911, you just call police. You're a freaking idiot. Look how long this guy has had to kill this girl and not one cop. You got 2 cars chasing him, you got citizens walking up saying, hey, something's going on. How come there are no white people around here except for the white girl in the car? Rick, that's racist. I'm just making an observation. I'm just making an observation. Is it wrong? Freaking idiots. Alright, so the guy gets back on the car. And again, this guy does a really good job on staying up with this guy for a long time. I'm going to give you a spoiler here. He loses him. And the cops never show up. So, he's lucky the driver of this car didn't have a gun and pop rounds at him. So he's following, he's getting a little close right here. He figures out there's a dead end, but he pulls in. Now, there was plenty of time and many reasons he could have ran this guy over or jammed him and used his car, but he doesn't want to screw up his car. I get it. He's not getting paid to do this. I get it. He doesn't need to risk his life. I get it. I mean, I would have got out and screwed a gun in this guy's ear and said, dude, if you drive this car away, I'm gonna shoot you. Not that I could really shoot him, although I do think he's endangering her life and he's endangering other lives. So is deadly force authorized? Maybe legally it is authorized. I think if you use deadly force right now, public opinion and the liberal left is going to crucify you. They won't crucify you as bad as if you use your car, but if you pulled a gun and shot this guy, they would say, you know what, it really wasn't that dangerous, you should have waited for the police. They would give you all these reasons on why you shouldn't have got involved because, again, government doesn't want to put themselves out of job. If we have people and posses and, active citizens that take care of criminals, they named it this negative term, vigilante. Ooh, a vigilante. You know what? Vigilantism used to be taking care of your neighborhood and putting criminals in their place, making sure your neighborhood is safe for your kids and other people in the neighborhood and making it unsafe for criminals. That used to be what vigilante was, but then they changed the name. And that's what liberals do. They change names of things to confuse the simple-minded. So, how long have they been chasing this guy? Where the hell are the cops? Rick, I'm going to have some cop here. Well, Rick, you should know, there's other crime going on, and cops can't be everywhere, and if you just think we can just pop up every time somebody starts chasing somebody. That's the company line from cops. You never hear cops who are working dog their agency because it's against policy, because they can get written up. So when you think you're getting an honest opinion from a cop, you're not. They're restricted by policy, by talking about their agency. You can't say anything negative, you can't talk to the press, you can't release information. There's all kind of protections that government makes, just like they do with classified material. You go to prison if you talk about it or share it. Well, and police work is the same thing. They just put policy down that, you know what, you'll let a reprimand, you'll get days on the beach, you'll get fired if you do things against policy. So what does policy say? Sell the company line. Police are great, we're all great, there's no corruption, we never do anything wrong, we're here to protect you, you should raise taxes so you can have more of us. That's government company line. So we're going around in circles here. I've already seen the same thing. this guy gets out again. Should you run up? Should you ram him with your car? Should you try to confront this guy? You know, you always got to be concerned about getting involved. Is it really worth you risking your life for this female? Now, there's going to be some people that say, Rick, that's a life and you should. You know what? She's probably been freaking had her ass beat 14 times by this guy. She always goes back to him. She always cries for the cops, been in the hospital, and still runs around talking about how she loves him. And if you went out there and tried to help, she'd probably try and scratch your damn eyes out because you were hurting her boyfriend. So, should you get involved? Man, you really got to weigh that very critically on how this can go bad 1,000 ways. And is it better just to maybe notify the cops? I mean, there's a lot of people that say you shouldn't even follow them. I would have called in the plate and said, screw it, and went for the rest of the night. I mean, I think this girl's in danger. I think this knucklehead behind the wheel is going to kill somebody. He's probably going to kill her. I don't know the extent of either of their injuries, but they probably both ought to have medical attention. So, is this girl dying right now? Is she bleeding internally? Is he going to take her to the doctor? Or when he does, because he's taken her 4 other times when she was beat up, is he worried about going to prison because they think they're going to charge him with domestic violence? Because this is a domestic violence. I guarantee you, they're in a dating relationship. He's beating her ass. She tried to get out of the car. They're drunk. They're fighting. Maybe they're both on drugs. Maybe they both done pills. I don't care. This is domestic violence, and this woman's in danger. And, you know, women are always out there, oh, you should always report. You should always go. You should always get involved. You should never allow somebody to hit. Yeah. You want all these protections, but then you hang out with these freaking idiots. You go back to them. You keep going to them. And then you want everyone else to risk their life and their livelihood to save you. You know what? At some point, you just go, you get what you get. You know, you want to date this guy? Knock yourself out. You want to get your ass beat every week? Get your ass beat every week. Rick, I can't believe you were a cop. Your job was to protect. Shut up, you big dummies. This is the real world. We ain't living in liberal la-la land. I'm telling you the facts because I don't work for an agency that can stifle me and make me tell the company lies through policy and threaten to fire me. Take away my livelihood, my retirement, and my pay if I don't sell the company line.
She's trying to get out of the car again. It looks like she opened the door.
So he's saying she's trying to get out of the car. Anybody with a clue would be thinking at dispatch, this is a kidnapping. This is a major deal. We need to get, where are the cops? How many miles have they driven with this freaking hood up? 2 or 3 cars driving like maniacs, speeding, running red light stop signs, making unnecessary stops in the middle of the highway. Where are the cops? Rick, they can't be everywhere. You just hate cops. You know, where's the bald cop? There's a bald cop out there who'd love to beat this guy's ass. Where's he at? Rick, why are you picking on baldies? Shut up, you big dummies. All right, so this is a really eye-opening pursuit for anybody that wants to sell. Government is your friend. You don't need a gun, and you should just depend on government because they'll always be there when you need them. They're always in the right spot. There's always 1,400 of them after something happens, drawing chalk lines and putting up yellow tape. But when the shit's happening, where are they?
They're not on the highway.
Rick, why do you hate cops? I don't hate cops. I'm just telling you. It's the facts. Cops like to show up after a crime scene with a lot of force to instill confidence in the public so they don't think. They're like, wow, look at all these cops, man. They're really doing a good job. Wow, they're going to catch this guy. Wow, there's going to be a press release where they caught him. And through their excellent work and teamwork with the FBI, DEA, DOJ, DOI, IMA, whatever, MMA, through all the 3-letter initial bullshit government agencies, we did such a great job, we caught the guy. Why ain't there a cop on this guy? So here's another car that's figuring out something's going on, and watch what this dummy does. Okay, this is a one-way, people, for those that ain't figured that out.
Going the wrong way, dude.
So this car goes the wrong way into oncoming traffic to go talk to this guy.
I'm good. I'm trying to get him called in. All right, he stopped. He got out of the car.
So these are 2 women saying, okay, call in. So this guy makes a critical decision right here, which is pretty smart.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would have left her.
Correct. That is correct.
I don't know if I would have grabbed her and let him go. but he let her go because there's another car behind him, and he's assuming this other car behind him is going to help her. And that's probably a fair conclusion. Rick, that's racist. Not all women wolves are done. That's sexist. Not all women help women. He shouldn't have left her. Look, if and buts and coconuts, people. You do things through experience. You make the best decisions you can with the available information. Now, he's beating her ass on the side of the road. He's using force. His pants are falling down. She's hanging halfway in a car. You think he's worried about anything? Look at him walking around. My hood's flying up. I've got this dummy chasing me for the last freaking 20 minutes. Freaking how many miles? So she's on the side of the road here.
She's still in the car. He got back in the car.
And he leaves. Best thing that could have happened to this girl. She's probably pissed. She's like, that asshole, he left me. I gotta get a taxi so I can get back to his place. So her drunk ass is on the side of the road. Is she in danger? This is at the point to where the guy kind of, I think, exposes liability a little deeper. The court and a jury or the DA that wants to charge him, if he ends up getting in an accident and killing somebody, I'm just going to mute him because all he's doing is calling in. He's going left here, going left here. So when he increases his exposure right here, liability, and people are going, oh, well, why is that? I mean, he's been doing the same thing he's been doing. But when he was chasing before, there was a woman in danger that he didn't want to let out of his sight. So him creating dangerous situation by chasing him, I'm okay with that. The problem is, once that woman gets out of the car, now you've lost that danger. Why are you chasing him? Now the court of public opinion or the freaking liberals are going to say, why are you being a cowboy? Why did you keep following him? Why didn't you let the police do their job? You reported it. You were being just as bad as him for chasing him. You were driving just as bad as him when nobody was in danger. You were. Now, I don't believe all that bullshit. I think this guy needs to be caught now, tonight. And the reason why he needs to be caught now is because there's a lot of critical evidence that's going to make this case very strong. This videotape's pretty strong. But we do not have a blood test on this guy. We don't know what drugs he has on board. We don't know if he's possessing drugs. We don't know if he's got scratch marks from a female fighting, which is considered defensive wounds, that we can get pictures of, that we can get tissue samples of. There's all kind of evidence that's going to be destroyed or lost if this guy isn't caught. So, do I think it's critical that he keeps following him? Yeah, I do. Do I think he needs to risk his life? Right here, this guy could have rammed right into him. I mean, his hood's already jacked up anyway. Why not just ram this guy? So he's kind of lucky that this guy is either too drunk to know that this guy is following him. He's a threat. Obviously, the guy could have stopped and went up to his car and punched him in the face and said, quit following me. So the guy's probably a pussy because he's beating up on women anyway. Rick, not all black men are pussy. Why are you picking on black? Look, you freaking idiots. I'm going by what I see. Damn drive-by race baiting Black Lives Matter idiots. You're just racist. Yeah, anytime a black man shoots 4 unarmed people and you say he's a murderer, that's racist. You can't say that. So the guy lost him. Sad situation. A lot of really good things to learn here about depending on government, thinking government's going to save you, hanging around with people that beat you, going back to people that beat you. You know what? It is what it is. This is a telling chase. Should he have chased? Should he have not? Should he have called in a plate? Everybody's going to have an opinion on what to do. That's a personal thing. Was deadly force authorized? Legally, it was. Morally, if you did it, I think people would charge you. So, if a cop used deadly force, no problem, because government's going to protect government. But they're going to say, well, the cops couldn't, abandon, and he had a special relationship, and cops are required to act. You know, when cops do something that if a citizen did, they would charge them, they go, well, the cop had to do it. So, is there a double standard? Absolutely there is. Do you need to realize that and make sure that you're functioning within that double standard if you use force? You better. You got to be able to defend yourself. All right, I thought this was a really good chase. I'll put the links to the first chase, since it automatically goes to the second chase without doing anything. I'll put a link in the description if you want to watch the whole thing without me talking. And you can hear all his communication with dispatch and how dispatch is trying to tell him, stop chasing, and do you need an ambulance, and why are you chasing? And yeah, I guarantee you saying, sir, we're trying to get people out there. We have officers en route. All the officers are tied up right now. Where's a freaking helicopter? I mean, this is a violent, ongoing felony where a woman's life is in danger, the public is in danger, and where is great protector government? Where is all our rising taxes and tax dollars? And we need more cops and new police cars and new police buildings. And we got to have more cops so they can write more tickets to collect more taxes. But when something like this happens for 20 minutes on a freaking highway exposing all these people to danger, all you see from the cops is crickets. Unbelievable. Great lesson. We'll end that there.